Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babble Z, episode 235. I'm Ticket Master, joined by.
Traptical.
And Gamer 12.
Yeah, that took me off of guard because I guess I thought Pamela the audio thing was on to where it would tell you that's about to record, but I guess it's not. But yeah, me gamer, Traptical. RPG will be here eventually. He said he's going to be late or something. Well, I guess we'll find out. And yeah, we got some what you've been playing, some Xbox One stuff. I'm sure you. Yeah. We're gonna give you our opinion of that, and then let's see. Oh, news and stuff. Other news and stuff. So who wants to go first with what they've been playing?
I beat another game. I beat Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus, which I was I don't remember the previous Ratchet and Clank games quite as well as I think I do, or I thought I did. But it felt like the future series was much more poignant, and Into the Nexus continued that. So it was I guess a good ending to that trilogy, and hopefully there will be more. It doesn't seem like were there. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the series has really reached a dead end. I think they could do a lot more stuff with it, so I would be excited to see more of that game. Um, so with Gamer here, I saw that you got the infamous platinum.
Yeah, but it wasn't enough.
It actually it jumped you quite a few percentage points, right? It was like
It
2 or
was
3 percentage points.
3.
3 percentage points.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a man.
Not
power
not
to
enough.
platinum.
Not enough, man. Well, now I'm thinking, it's like, I have to get platinum just to, like, reach you, because you're, like, what, 10% up or something. So,
I'm at 45 now.
oh,
So
god
like
damn it.
14%.
So now I'm thinking, it's like, how can I reach? How can I? So I'm kind of thinking, like, oh, I should do sound shapes, because I have 3 platinums if I do 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That
man.
would
I
be
don't know.
a
But that's,
that'd
like,
be a crazy one.
that game is too hard. Oh, Traptical, you're killing me.
Apparently, yeah, like Sound Shapes is really cost-effective way to get trophies because the expansions all come with trophies, and every trophy in Sound Shapes I think is a silver, right?
Yeah, because it's
Because they're
the death-
freaking hard.
we were discussing Just buy the expansions, easy silvers.
What is this? Now I'm thinking, like, I should, like, go through, like, the Vita version of Walking Dead, because that's an easy platinum.
Yep.
So I have games to catch up with. I get so distracted. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, because I was thinking after I finished Ratchet and Clank once, usually to get the platinum, all you really have to do is beat it again in challenge mode
Yeah.
or like the harder difficulty. So I was like, well, it was really short. I could probably do it again and then easily get this platinum. But I have all these other games. If I spend so much time on Ratchet and Clank, then I'm not going to get to the other game. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do there. I can tell you that after I beat it, I did not go back directly like I used to. I just went like, okay, Tekken's going to want me to have played The Walking Dead. So I went and did that. Yeah, which is what I did. I played through episode 3 of season 2. It was cool because I'm finally into the mindset where, because for me, what Lee said to her at the end was very important to me. It was like, man, that was it was very impactful, which was weird because I chose his words. So in the first episode, I was sort of disappointed. Like, she did not listen to me. But then I realized, like, wait a minute, I'm her now. So yeah, she is going to listen to me. And so yeah, throughout episode 3, I started following Lee's words.
It's funny, because I'm the exact opposite to where season 1, I am completely, save women and children first, don't kill anybody, yada yada yada. Paragonal lawful justice. Season 2, all that is slowly eroding away. It's like season 1 was like we're effed. Episode 1 was we're effed. Episode 2 was I don't know if I can keep doing this in this situation. Episode 3 is like, dude, I'm gonna try. But then last choice at the end, I was like, I'm going to hell. Clementine's going to hell. What did I just do? I feel so bad. It's like, I was like, I'm so glad there are breaks between episodes because, that I felt so terrible after that. I was like, what did I just do?
So it was the last choice that broke you in this one?
Yeah, because I did the wrong thing and I wanted to then there's like no undo or redo or like whatever because it's like I'm playing a heavy rain style and I'm just like, Tekken, what'd you just do?
You wanted to do the other thing, but you did one thing.
No,
and
I
you were
didn't.
Just like,
I was thinking about it, what do I do in this situation? Is like, I do this. But then I was like, after I did it, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have did that in that situation. I was like, dang it. Because I was like, well, the SOP for when this happens is usually to do this, and I did, and I was like, I just felt like a terrible person. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to hell. Clementine, you're going to hell. I'm sorry. I've done wrong to you, but hey, I got a second play there on PS3. I can make it right. I can make it right.
It was horrifying. Well, it was crazy because for the first time ever, because usually when you find the results at the end that show what everyone in the community has done so far, in episode 1 of both seasons, it's like everyone is doing pretty much the same thing. There's like a consensus for most of the choices until the last choice of the first episode when it becomes sort of uncertain. And then as you play further and further into season, there are more and more people they're just uncertain, and so the percentages become really close, and it's like, that's what makes this game cool. I found in episode 3 I did basically the opposite of what everyone did for every single choice. I was in like the 20 or 30% centile on the first day of episode 3. It's like, wow, people are still playing. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, did I play in a really atypical way? Do people view Clementine differently than I do? It was very interesting, but part of me is a little bit disappointed thinking about it now because in episode 1, like Tekken was talking about this earlier, there was sort of a clear objective, at least for Clementine.
You mean season 1, episode 1?
Right, season 1. Clementine, she doesn't know where her parents are, so she wants to see where her parents are, and for her, like that was sort of one of her motivations. But in season 2, there isn't a motivation like that. You're not really sure where you're headed.
Well, didn't you? They were going to what? Where were they going?
Yeah, that place in Michigan or whatever.
Well, yeah, they talked about that, but
yeah,
they only like briefly mentioned it.
But
things changed so much in episode 2.
You mean her herself? Because that was only what's her name's suggestion, Krista's suggestion. Oh shit, spoiler.
Mm.
But yeah, it was never her intention to, because she doesn't know what's there, but she just says, "Okay, I'll just go along with it because like I don't know any better."
Mm.
But
things get so upended at the end of episode 2, though.
But you think she knows what she's doing, right?
Possibly.
No, I mean,
well, like I think that's the thing. Like
that would be weird though, because
1,
like they didn't even mention that in episode 3, so it would just like swing back around and be like, oh, remember this thing we mentioned in episode 2? So that'd be weird.
well,
Whereas like season 1, it was like the whole time Kane's like, dude, the boat dude, and Clementine's like, my parents. It's like, oh, like I'm so torn.
Well, I think what the thing is, what I was saying, like season 1, there's a clear goal. Mm-hmm. So even though you make these choices, in the end, it always turns out the same, basically. But it worked because you sort of knew like this is where it's going to end. You didn't know how it was going to end. And once you find out, and all of your choices, like, well, the choices didn't really matter, but they sort of twisted the story. They, adapted the story in a way that felt, at least for me, it felt perfect for me because I had shaped it. But season 2, it's much more open-ended. It feels like Clementine is in this world and she's not really sure what to do. Like, so as the player, you're not really sure, like, what is the goal in the zombie apocalypse? no one really knows. Like, I guess some people are like, oh, in a lot of games, it's about saving the world. You find the cure and you save the world. But this is just, it seems like the goal is just to
Yeah,
survive.
survive.
But if that's the case, then it feels like there should be lots of different possible outcomes.
Yeah, because there's
And yet,
this part in episode 3 where it's like, oh, this seems like it could be a, pretty good setup we got. Well, not pretty good with the way things are, but the way things are, not so bad.
but yeah, like, so if there are different outcomes, or if it feels like there should be different outcomes, you should be able to go into those outcomes. But because of the way that these games are made, you know that that's not going to be possible. Like, when you see the end result screen, it's like those people always run into those choices. But if, conceivably when you were playing the game and you had thought, like, well, if I did this thing, then you wouldn't have run into some of the later choices. But since you see them on the result screen, you know that everyone runs into those. So basically, some of those possibilities are just dead ends, and the story will always bring you back to whatever story it is that Telltale is writing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so that's a little bit disappointing because, now that the goal isn't really clear and it's just about survival, to really give you that you're adapting the story feel, it should have more possibilities. But I don't know if it's even technically feasible to make something like that. We'd be waiting years between episodes if they had to write that many different storylines.
So you don't feel like the tension's there, or is it's still there? But because you don't feel like there's an end goal for the season.
Yeah, it's not really tension. It's just the. I guess we'll have to see in the end, but it feels like we're bumping up against the limits of this type of story type game.
Basically. Okay.
Whereas before, it's like it wouldn't make sense for certain events in episode 1 to become totally derailed, and you would because conceivably the way that season 1 ended is where it ended, how it ended. A lot of that stuff seems like, yeah, this was inevitable. All this was going to happen. But in season 2, when it's just about survival, it's like maybe you wouldn't have ended up there. Maybe you would have done this thing. Maybe you would have.
It seems like there should be more divergent paths from like all the choices that you have and people are making, but then it always comes back down to the same thing somehow.
So it's like I like that way best. We're sort of bumping up against how far this type of game can go, unless someone figures out some amazing way to make these games really quickly, and we can have all those divergent paths.
And then
great.
I have like I want it's totally opposite for me for The Wolf Among Us, where I really want to see Telltale's storyline happen. Because I don't see it branching. I just want to see the story. But in the first season of Walking Dead, it's like before everything was just a quote unquote illusion, right? But I was so into do you save this guy? Do you save that guy? How does it change? The story down the road. I was so excited for that one. But in The Wolf Among Us, I didn't really care. It's like I'm doing whatever I want, but I just want to see what they crafted for me. But for Walking Dead, I was dead set on. Am I really changing the story? I don't know. Because that chick from 400 Days, I won't supposed to do the name or anything, but remember there was those at the end of 400 Days are these people go to the group. Is it specified whether or not that was the same group at the end of 400 Days?
Yeah.
It's
pretty cool what they do, actually. Yeah. It's I can even see what are they going to do for
but what if 400
she
Days always meant to go with the group at the end of 400 Days, or
I don't think so.
Can she stay behind?
I'm wondering about that because I have a different 400 Days save on my I think PS3, so I'm gonna import that to see. But I think whatever happens in 400 Days does maybe change it, but I you'd have to like play multiple times through the whole season and then play to episode 2 part 3. So that's gonna be an interesting experiment. I guess I could
Because you
like, just
get-
watch some Let's Plays on YouTube maybe to see if other people had
true.
it. So
Huh, that's interesting. I'm not because you do see some of the other people from 400 Days, and it's like, oh,
yeah, so
but they don't
does it
appear
match
to
up?
be important at
Does it
all.
does it match up with your game save that?
it did, on,
Yeah.
it did on
transferred over?
mine.
Oh, okay.
But then I had everybody but one person, so now I'm wondering, well, if I watch somebody else's playthrough of this, am I going to see that one person I didn't have somewhere in here? So I need to do that.
Okay, that's cool. See, I mean that's the type of thing where it's like that interests me. It's like, am I like the just not? I mean, it's not totally changing, their story, but it's like characters intersecting with what you set in this path, intersecting with another game's path.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, like, I
That's
think
awesome.
this was like the best like in-universe crossover I've ever had in a game, as far as like two different. Like they're like two different arms of the same game, but they do cross over like here, and it was just like really awesome to like see how they did that. And I have like all my like brainstorming of like Gamer hasn't played it, but like I totally think I know what they're gonna do for 400 Days Part 2 of like where it's gonna pick up and like where it's gonna lead into. So it's like there's like two possibilities I have in my brain. I can't talk about it though because Gamer hasn't played it. So
Yeah, well, once you play it, like you'll see there's a section where you're given an option to do something, and it's like, huh, if you had done that, if I had done that, I don't see how that would have led to the end of this episode. So
actually, had that happen too. There's a part where
Yeah,
Clementine has to like do something, but then it's like if you, but then it somehow comes around where she still gets the thingy to do the thingy. So I'm wondering if that would have happened differently if I had not did the thingy I did.
yeah, so there's like they somehow, they always mold it back to where it's going, and that feels more limiting this time, I think, than the first season. But
Mhm.
that might be just now from what happened in this episode. And it's like, huh, that part. What would have happened if I had chosen that option?
And it's funny,
So-
Tropical, you know how I said about like the whole I'm losing my paragonal moral compass
Yeah.
of justice. It's like there's a character introduced in this episode, and like the preview for my next episode, it feels so much like she's trying to like sway my Clementine to the dark side. I'm like, oh no, what have I done? I feel so bad. It's like I don't want her to turn into her now. So now I'm all like, great, I gotta like go and like complete full stop to try to be the good Clementine I thought I was in the last 2 episodes.
Anyway, yeah, it's super cool still. But, well, they're gonna have to do different stuff when they get to season 3, because pretty sure they'll do a season 3.
Do you think so? It doesn't seem like
Whoa.
this season's getting a lot of buzz compared to the first one.
Yeah, well, I guess because it's the second time. The first time is something special, and the second time is, even if it's good, it's just not the thing that everyone's gonna go around and talk about.
See, I wonder like if they do a season 3, could they like just pick off somewhere else in the universe and not like be the same group that they've had for the first 2 seasons, and then like that, like, but then if I don't know, like that would feel kind of cheap if they like just abandoned the 2 years that they've built up with this group.
Well, like in the comic, you're basically following from the original group. I think there are only 2 or 3 people left. And the group has changed multiple times already.
Wow.
So
They could do that then.
yeah, like the game is kind of like that. It's like there was a different group before, and then added some people, lost some people, changed some people. Time passed, lost a lot of people. Like the stuff that happens in The Walking Dead.
See, I had a really hard bar for episode 3 because season 1, episode 3 is like my favorite, and then like there's just so much stuff that goes down and like so much craziness, and so I was like really like wanting to see if like Telltale could either like meet it or up the ante here, and like initially I was like kind of disappointed, but like going back through my brain, I'm like, okay, that was actually pretty good, but like I did think some things about the way that the episode ends kind of rubs me the wrong way, but whatever. Because there's like a cheap death, and I'm like, what? That's kind of lame, but
Yeah, that part was like, well, this seems safe except for all the gunfire. Anyway, we won't. I won't talk about it anymore because then it's gonna push into the nitty gritty, which is reserved for the stuff. If we ever get around to it, we pick off on episode 4 of season 1. So we got a few to catch up.
Oh man.
Last night was my last game night with my 2 friends playing Call of Duty Ghost Extinction. One of them is moving. And they wanted a shout out, so I think it's Zypher and Dohua are the 2 friends I played with, and we beat episode 1 Nightfall yesterday. It was so cool. It's actually a really fun co-op. The boss was actually very clever. In the first episode, the one that Point of Contact is the one that came with the game. The boss fights, quote unquote, are basically immobile things that just sit there, and either you shoot at them or a helicopter shoots at them, and you're just endlessly shooting aliens that are running at you from all different directions. And the second one, the boss fight, is this big mobile alien, and it reminds me of fighting like Cromrax and stuff in Borderlands, where it's this giant monster, and I don't remember if Cromrax was like this, or I think it was. Cromrax was armored, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He only has like an eye or something you could shoot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's basically what the boss fight was in this one. So we struggled all the way through killing 12 different hives, which is basically you put down a drill and then you hold position and kill everything before they kill the drill or kill you. And we found some sort of, they felt like exploits in order to beat the last few. Basically, there's like this electric trap high above where you are conducting your operation, and you can turn it on, and like if aliens get on top of it, they die super easily. Like you have to shoot them a lot, but if they're standing on there, they're just boom, and they're just dead. And so what we did, we put our sentry gun turrets on top of the trap, and then just sort of stood where they were, like in their firing cone, and then turned on the trap, and then the aliens would start coming. But instead of coming for us, they would go for the sentry guns, but they couldn't get near them. Every time they jump onto the platform, they'd get zapped and die. And so we're just sitting down there watching them get zapped up there. It's like, oh, this is pretty simple. Then finally we got to the boss battle, and it's just this giant arena sort of thing, giant boss, and there's only one spot on it that you can shoot, and all these little aliens are coming out from everywhere. There's things that we call banelings. Basically, they run up to you and blow up, and if we hadn't leveled up our characters, we basically would die every single time those came. We would just get blown up. But yeah, we were remarkably resilient, and it was crazy. It took, I think the level took about an hour, and the boss battle took about half an hour, I think. And it was extremely intense. We midway through the battle, it sort of switches it up, and it runs away, and you see just tons of the, what I call them before, like tanks. The tanks of the alien world. They were just running at us, and I was like, oh, but we have this new weapon that they give you in the first map pack called Venom X, and it's just this, I don't know, like a gas grenade, and you just shoot it at them, and it kills them really easily. But yeah, the second part of the boss battle, we found out that the boss can heal itself.
Oh man, that sucks.
It's like, what? Now what do we do? It's like, oh, there's like these giant flowers. There's 3 of them on different corners of the arena, and we have to kill the flowers before it can heal itself. But it got so many heals in. That's why it took so long, because we were hiding from its machine gun fire and explosive little bailing guys and tons of enemies attacking us. I was like, there's nowhere to hide. But finally, yeah, with the Venom X weapon and Dohwa finding out that if you're closer to the boss when it fires its machine gun, it has to turn a lot to chase you, and then you can actually outrun it. But yeah, and finally just took it down. I was like, oh my gosh, heart was pounding, hands are all sweaty. It's like, oh, yay, we beat it. So that was really cool, and don't know when, but at some point we'll be meeting up to play episode 2, which is called Mayday. We checked it out a little bit. It takes place on I guess it's a ship of some sort out on the sea, and you have to fight a giant like kraken type beast. So
Pretty awesome.
that
huh?
that will be fun. Yeah, Extinction is so cool. It's a really cool. They should really sell it as a standalone. I think people would buy it, and people who aren't interested in Call of Duty, I think they would. I don't know. I think some of them would be interested in playing a cool little co-op challenge thing. It's like, I guess it would be like Payday. 5 maps where you fight aliens and you have these objectives and you just try to get better and better at it. And basically that's how the game is structured. Like, you have levels. Once you level up entirely, you have access to all the different skills, all the different boosts and support packages and stuff like that. And then you start earning teeth, and then you can use the teeth to buy even more upgrades. So the ones that we have, it feels kind of cheating in a way, because once you have the teeth and you start upgrading these sort of permanent stat boosts, it just feels like, did we really beat these through skill, or are we just beefed up now and so it's just easier? But yeah, it seems like it was designed for that. But yeah, that would be a really cool package, and maybe they should do like Call of Duty Gaiden, and it's just like the zombie maps and the alien maps and maybe the Spec Ops stuff.
I think Activision just likes their $60 game that they can sell. People will play that one mode and like, oh, we made $60, and they don't even play the single player. That's awesome.
Was it $60 plus what? How much is the season pass?
50.
Oh,
$50.
jeez. So wait, but you don't have to get the season pass to get that, do you?
Yeah, you don't have to. It's just a discount.
Okay, I was about to say.
Oh, right. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
we are in like the weird age of inflated game costs of season pass, DLC, on top of the $60,
yeah.
microtransactions,
I mean, I guess the thing is, if you're gonna do like digital sales, you don't have to do the digital, or you don't have to do the bundle type deal. For example, in the past, like, record companies were against MP3s, where you could buy single songs because they were afraid that you wouldn't be able to sell all the other songs on the album then. Like, that's why they wanted albums. It's like, these songs, no one's gonna buy them. They just want, this song and this song on it, and the rest of the songs they don't want. And so they fought, but they lost, and now people buy more music than ever.
That's a good point, though.
This feels like the same thing. You put all the modes on a disc because that's how you got it to people in the past. But now you're doing it digitally. You should be able to break these things up. Say, if someone only wants to play multiplayer, you should sell them. I mean, if the cost is lower, more people are going to buy it. Usually that's the case. So if you just want to sell multiplayer, maybe you're going to sell even more copies of Call of Duty. Maybe you'll make a lot less on single player, but you're already spending way less effort on single player anyway.
I know this is blasphemy, but they should do like the the phone model where it's just like microtransactions. Just buy this piece or this piece or then buy that piece. I guess a lot of people want like that though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they should still offer the complete package. So maybe do something like $60 for the complete package.
Yeah. And then just buy it if you want to buy it separately.
Yeah.
$2. Because I would pay $2 for those goddamn maps. Because like they're just maps. Ugh. But yeah, if it sounds good, I wish I had the time to play it.
Yeah, just like Batman, it's like I wouldn't buy the game on every platform. I would just buy the challenges so I could outscore all my friends and be like, ha ha ha, in your face.
Do you have the PS3 version of Ghosts? Wait, do you have Ghosts?
Me?
Gamer.
Oh.
For PS4.
Oh, only the PS4 one?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, if only there was like some sort of cross-platform play. Because I see in the friends list like Tropical playing Call of Duty Ghosts. Wait, does he have the PS4 version? Oh, he's playing PS3 version. Of
I actually
course,
have both versions.
Oh.
But, no,
But it
we're
wouldn't.
talking about,
Yeah,
like-
but it wouldn't transfer your stats though, would it?
No, it does. That's the
Oh,
cool
it
part about
does
Call of Duty.
transfer?
Yeah, stats transfer back and forth.
Nice.
That's
That's
what
cool.
sucked about Battlefield. Battlefield was a one-time deal, so I should have done it much later, but I did it in the early days. So basically, I got a level 3 soldier transferred to Battlefield 4 on PS4. I was like, oh, well, that's perfect. Now I have 2 level 3s, and I have to level them up separately. But yeah, Call of Duty Ghosts is both. Yeah, I guess we could. We should figure out a time because it's really fun. But we would have to play with randoms, which can suck.
Well, I did play with randoms like for the first couple weeks after Ghost came out. It was okay. I mean, there's people shouting at you like, "Oh, god damn it! You're not doing what I told you. I'm just shooting the aliens."
Well, the thing that I ran into, like when we played as a team and all coordinated voice chat and everything, there are challenges, and if you do the
But
challenges,
there's some
you get
that are just wicked impossible. Like, oh, get the shotgun. I'm just a noob playing the games. Like, I don't know where the shotgun is. I mean, sure. Like after a while, you know, okay, by this playground, there's a gun there. But like when you're first playing the games, like you don't know anything. It's like, help me out here. Where's the shotgun? Tell me where it is. You know. But yeah.
Yeah, like when you can do that, and then go back. Like I went to play with randoms one day on PS4 because I wanted to see it. It's like, wow, it looks way better. But they were just ignoring the challenges, so we didn't make it that far. But they were just like, oh, you know, keep shot percentage over 50%, which is pretty hard unless you cheat it like we usually do. But they're just like, oh, we don't care.
Is it hard to finish the maps without doing those challenges?
I'm sort of uncertain now. Like I think it would be. So for example, 4 challenge points gets you a medic skill. Like if you're a medic, four skill points gets you a skill where you're not afraid of essentially a spitter poison gas from Left 4 Dead. And that is huge. Like there were times like I'd switched to another class one time and I forgot that I could no longer ignore it, and I just died so fast. Like, oh, that's right. So having those really helps, but I don't know if it would be impossible.
Okay.
I guess you would have to be a really good shot.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because
Maybe...
the other thing, the simplest one would be like ammunition. One of the skills is ammunition, which is as you level it up, you throw out more and more ammunition. Yeah. So if you didn't have that, then you would basically be burning money on lesser ammunition. And so everyone have to be, like you're not wasting any shots. Every shot is a critical hit, and that's how we're not running out of ammo and running out of money.
I see.
It would be, I think it would be tough.
Yeah, maybe I'll go back.
I don't know if you need all of them. Although there is a trophy.
Really?
Which they got. Like one day I wasn't able to play, and my friends, they played 2-player and they beat it. And they got every single challenge and they beat it, and they got the trophy for completing every challenge and beating the the map, and it's like, dang it. Because it does come down to luck sometimes. Like the shotgun challenge you mentioned. Sometimes, you're in the thick of things. You've upgraded your gun. It's like, I am not going to buy an unupgraded shotgun at this stage in the game.
Yeah. Or there's other challenge where you have to find this thing to kill. Oh my god. Serious. Like, I got lucky one time. Just like, where is it? Oh, I hear it. It's
Oh
like,
yeah. It's like, I don't know what is a leper?
yeah. But yeah.
It wins.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, should find a time now. Anyway, last game was what was
Castle
it?
Illusion.
Ah, yes, Mickey Mouse Castle Evolution. I have not played sort of a Mario 64 style game in a long time. And by that I mean the type of game where you go into separate, differently themed levels, collect a bunch of stuff, and then those things that you collected unlock other doors to other themed levels. I guess I haven't really played a platformer in that way in a long time either. But anyway, yeah, that's what Castle of Illusion is like on PS3, and it's I don't remember how it was rated. I think it's pretty good.
I remember people liking it a lot. It was one of the,
Did
like,
they?
oh man, back in the day, that game was awesome. Games, because I'd never played, and I was like, really? I guess I'll never see, because they'll never release it, 'cause it's Disney. But then they did. I was like, oh wow.
Well, it was only on Genesis, that's why.
Mm,
I was a Super Nintendo,
yeah.
so I never
By
experienced
Sega.
it.
yeah, I missed that generation too. But yeah, it was free on Plus, so I was like, okay. And it's quite good. I'm enjoying it a lot. The levels feel very inventive in some. Like the one that I recently played was sort of a candy and cookies world, and most of the game is 2D, but there are 3D sections in this, and it all meshed together really well. It feels very creative. I don't know how much it's like the original Genesis version, because I don't know how they would have done those 3D sections.
Did
But
you get the Genesis version with the bundle? Did it come with it?
I don't know. I think I might have missed that.
I thought it came with the Plus bundle, but maybe. It
Yeah,
didn't.
I thought so too. But because the banner said it, and
Yeah.
then when I went to download it, it only had that one. So I was like, huh.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. But yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not sure what. Yeah, I was surprised how open the levels are. There's lots of different paths to go down exploring, and at some point, like, there's another trophy. It's get all the gems in all the levels. Like, well, that's probably not gonna happen, because I can see how it'll come up and it's like, I'll be missing 50 of them out of 800. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna go back and search every single level. Maybe if I'm really bored and I have no other games. In other words, that's probably not gonna happen. But other than that, it seems really good. It's like, oh, I want to see how this ends. Well, I know how it ends. I want to enjoy the journey. Mickey's gonna save Minnie. Spoilers! I guess touch upon Destiny of Spirits. There was the past 3 days I have been getting bad luck as my daily fortune, which is the worst one. And I was like, oh good. I guess I won't be summoning anything today. And there was a boss fight that took me forever. RPG would probably have something to say about that. I'm playing the game wrong. But yep, that's all I've been playing.
Do you want to go next game, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, I have only one game. I did forget to mention I started using my Wii U again, so I took out my compressed air, just like blasted the thing because it was like full of dust. And I started playing Super Mario 3D World. And man, I don't know if I could take it, like the cuteness factor of it. It's all bubbly and happy and like the music. At least the music is like not that pop 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 like that bullshit for like forever. Now it's like all orchestral and arrangement,
Well,
and
the thing
that's
is,
cool.
like with the new Super Mario Brothers games, they have janky music for some reason, but with the 3D ones, are like really
Yeah,
good
it's like
still.
this. Like man, comparing the two games, like this one's a much better game, and it seems like this game, like I'm up to level world 4, almost at the end boss. It seems like it's a love letter to all the previous Mario games because like there was a level where the Mario Kart music from Super Nintendo was playing and like you're going through the level as if you're racing, and I was like, oh my god, nostalgia overload. Or where if you go into one of the mushroom houses, it'll be like the music from Super Mario Brothers 3 when he goes into a mushroom house. Like it's a total love letter to the old games, and that's
Mm.
like the only like redeeming thing I like about the game. That's not disgustingly cute. Like everything's all rounded corners, like oh safety balloons. Like I don't know. It's like just
Safe balloons.
I think like toddlers would appreciate it. Be like, oh, daddy's playing this game, yay! And then like, oh, I'm playing it for the challenges. I'm playing it for the challenges. Because like they introduced the 3 coin thing. I don't know if it's from the other new Mario games, but it was in 3D Land for 3DS, and they introduced it again for this one. And it's pretty hard sometimes to get those. Like you have to do it just right. Because like there's a new not power they introduced, but like remember you usually get like a flower, the flower you turn into the white
Yeah,
Mario.
yeah.
Yeah. This time there's like a cherry or something, and it doubles Mario. But the thing is,
Oh yeah.
they don't run at the same like time. They're not timed perfectly, like one to one. Sometimes the other Mario will be like doing something else as you're jumping. He'll be like 2 meters behind you or something. And some of these puzzles require you to have like like 4 Marios at this one point to activate the puzzle for you to get the green coin that you need to it's they use the green coin to gate certain levels, and you use that to pay off.
Oh, see, that's why I kind of fell out of the Mario games of like when they would be gating the stages behind stuff you had to collect and
But
shit.
I think it's only certain stages because I've only encountered like
Okay.
several of those stages so far, and then it doesn't seem like they were mandatory. It seemed like they were
So
optional.
I really did hate that in the 3DS version. I was like, come on, man, I don't want to go back through here and get stuff and the stages already completed.
But yeah, the game itself, the gameplay, it's really fun. I like it. I do hope like for the next year or so, there's no other Mario game. Like they need to like at least sit back and say what will be the next gen, quote unquote next gen Mario game, because this is
Mm.
just going off of the fruits of what they made for 3DS. So it's like they had their moment for that system. Like at least have Mario shine on the Wii U, at least before it all crumbles. But whatever.
And my theory is that there's going to be a third galaxy. Well, it's not going to be like soon, but I mean like the next Mario game will be a third galaxy because they have Rosalina and all these games that are coming out. So like they're not going to abandon her. So it's like, oh,
Uh,
they're coming back, which would make me happy and possibly buy one if the price is cheap enough. Nintendo, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
or maybe like make it like Super Mario because universe because it starts with you.
Oh, good point. That
Mm.
yeah, that's possible.
Oh
But yeah,
yay.
fun game. And then like the other game is because the last week they patched The Last of Us to have the grounded mode. And to Tropical Spheres, all it is they just jacked up the damage.
Dang.
Like I think 2 bullets kills Joel, and
What?
yeah, 2 bullets, two. So like you get in situations where like, oh, I got shot once. Oh my god, I'm already 50%. Like run, God, just hide. Then I get shot again. It's like just restart. And then like when you counter runners, they could grab you once, but once they grab you again, you're dead.
Wow.
And they give you barely anything for supplies. Like almost nothing. They only give you like the game does spit out once you start running low on bullets. It'll drop like a bullet here, a bullet there, but it's only one bullet.
Blow your bullet there.
And I don't know if it was my imagination, but like one time I was like looking across the shelves and it was like a couple bows. Then it had the gun symbol for the like a bullet symbol, but then it said zero. It's like wait. Then I picked it up. I was like, oh shit, did it say zero? I don't know. I must be imagining things because like that makes no sense. But yeah, that game on that difficulty, it's totally different from how I played it the last time. Like every time there's like a clicker room, because that how that game was like the game design was like, oh, there's a clicker room and then there's like a human, human enemy combat situation. Whenever there's a clicker room, everything like total stealth. Don't even try to do anything because I'm just gonna waste my supplies. So just like silently crouch Joel through the level, and it's like the most. I don't know. It's like so tense. Like, oh my god, is this thing looking at me? It's like sometimes like you're like inches away from its face, and it's like it's not seeing you. Then I hate those rooms where it's like a runner and a clicker, because the runners they're like impossible to evade. Like, you get like sometimes right behind them, and then another one spots you. Like, and plus you have no listen mode in that mode as well. So it's like, oh Jesus.
Oh man, no listen mode. That yeah.
So you have to really use sound to figure out where the other runners are. It's like, oh my god, so stressful, but it is really intense, and I like it. It's a totally different game from when I played it the first time around.
Do you
So, yeah.
do less damage also, or?
You do the same amount of damage, which is nice.
Okay.
At least
Okay.
oh my god, they kept that in, and it
Yeah.
feels like because of the gameplay changes and how Joel is just completely vulnerable. It makes you figure out different ways how to dispose of enemies. Like, there's a scene outside of the school where there's all these bosses around, and I'm thinking, there's no way I'm gonna my way through. And you can sneak your way, but you reach this point where you cross this line, and for some reason the game just says, "Click." Oh, everything goes on you. Sometimes they do that in the game. I hate it. But you figure out like I could just climb this bus, wait for the runners to climb up, and just punch their face in, and then you just kick them off the bus, and it worked out finally. I didn't get damaged. I was like, oh, I never did this in the first game because like in the first game you had like in the first run of my game, it's like you had like a ton of bullets. You're just like blasting fools like with a shotgun. Yeah. But this one you have like 2 bullets on your shotgun. It's like I can't waste my bullets. So yeah, you have to think of different ways how to dispose of enemies. It's really fun.
Awesome.
Man, yeah.
And it's right before that boss fight with the bloater.
But I'm in a hard section right now because it's a runners and there's like clickers at the same time. It's like, oh, this is impossible. God, I hate that. But yeah, the game's fun.
Alright. Well, let's see. I've been playing on Vita. My Nation Racers. I got the there's like a bonus tournament or tour. It's called. You have to get like a certain amount of points. Actually, there's like a bunch of different thingies you have to do. You have to get like a certain amount of drift distance, a certain amount of target time below the target times on all the tracks, a certain amount of points or something, and something else. But yeah, you gotta get a bunch of this stuff, and then the bonus one unlocks. So I got that to unlock. I'm not sure if I finished it. I might have, whatever. I think I did because I got a trophy for it. And then I moved on to see now, My Nation Racers. I'd say it's a bit rough around the edges. There's some weird parts where you're like hit something and it's like, wait, I didn't know I could hit that, or like it's just annoying stuff. It's like you'll hit it and then like because you're in a jump, it'll be like, oh, you're off track, or you think you can make a jump, or you think you're safe, and then you're not, or just weird annoying stuff that's just like, ugh. And then the controls took a while to get used to, but after that, it was like, okay, I'm dialed in, things are good, and the power-ups are interesting, but. I'm not gonna say that there's too many, but it's like because of the mechanic of you can stack them and get more powerful stuff. I was never using like the level 1 or level 2, but then later on I would just use them for my boost meter anyway, and just like not even not really use them. But yeah, I did enjoy it, and it was free, so yay, free games.
Always good.
Yep. And then after that, I moved on to Soul Sacrifice. I think I'm on like the 2nd or 3rd stage, so. Still getting the hang of it. I'm still it's I don't know. It's interesting because you have like an NPC partner. So there's this one time where the boss enemy killed me. Well, air quote killed me. I'm not sure if you can actually die, because you can have your NPC run over and like revive you. Because there's an option to like revive me, save me, or sacrifice me. And then I just would put revive me every time, so they'd like run over and revive me. So I'm not even sure you can like die. But I was just
You
like,
can.
okay.
Sometimes like they'll die too, and then there's no one to revive anyone, and it's like you died.
Yeah, it was annoying
Or
because it was
game over.
it was the stage where it's like telling you how to like use the vision that tells you where the weak parts are, but then I was like, how do I use this to my advantage? Because I had like no idea. 'Cause all your attacks are just area of effect, or just like they just have these animations that don't look like they're hitting where they where where the weak parts are. I'm like, how do I use this? And so I just like stood back and let the NPC like do all the damage, because I was like trying to attack and I just didn't feel like I was doing anything. And I was like attacking the lesser enemies in the area, trying to get like my sacrifice and saving up for my magic and my health. I was like, whatever, I'll just kill these lesser people while the NPC does all the work, because I have no idea if my attacks are doing anything. And then finally, after a really long time, we got it down, and then I was able to save it. So, and then I'm wondering if there's like multiple endings, because like it seems like there's like alternate stuff that happens depending on the way the story is, because it's like a storybook, so it's like it'll go. It seems very much like there's like a binary of, oh, if you're gonna go this way, it's gonna have like this is gonna happen, or if you're gonna be the evil person that sacrifices everybody, this is gonna happen. So I'm interested to see if not only is there like a statistical of like, oh, you have more health, but your attack is way lower in the end. If there's like a different ending, because there's like a part where your NPC partner, I forgot what her name was, she basically implicitly said like, don't get in my way, and then like also, you know, we're here to kill people, do not save them. And then I didn't kill him, but then the next cutscene was pretty cool, because there's like this story section about, oh well, she didn't blah 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 and all this other stuff. I can't really remember because it's been like a couple days since I played it, but it was pretty interesting. And I like the whole like talking, the book that you can talk to and like wipe his tears to get his whatever that is from his eyes, and like use it to do stuff. So that's pretty cool. And like there's a bunch of like crafting, or not crafting, but like level or grinding. Well, I guess I'm not gonna say I like the grinding, but like there's a bunch of stuff going on as far as like background RPG mechanics. I was like, oh, okay, so there's like more to this game than just running around and killing stuff or hitting the weak points on the giant monsters, Monster Hunter style. Besides that, I think those are the only two handheld games I played. Yes, it is. Okay. I already talked about Walking Dead. It's still awesome. Still love it, even if it has a bit of flaws. Whatever. Or I guess like the weakest episode so far this season. Mass Effect 3. So I jumped into Gold. Ugh, Gold, man. Like I looked it up on my YouTube. I hadn't played Gold since like August of 2012. That's how much I did not like Gold. Of like why I'm like I'm so far all the time. But then I have the stupid challenge where it's like you need 100 gold waves on every map. It's like just
Wow.
just just going into Bioware's dungeon and having them strap me in the chair and just pull out a stuff to do stuff to me. But yeah, that was not fun.
You know, it's crazy. Like, if you think about how much effort it probably took them to come up with that challenge versus how much effort it's going to take for you to complete that challenge, like, sometimes game design has to be easy. I mean, come on. Just tell people, yeah, beat every map on gold 100 times. And then how many hours of game is that for you? Hundreds of hours.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I was like, dude, I was like looking at my challenges, I was like, dude, this is pretty daunting, dude.
I know it's gonna eat you up, but JR completed the gold challenges.
Oh, well, good for him.
But aren't you just like you're supposed to be like stocked, right, with consumables? Like
yeah, it's cool because I have like a ton of like warp rounds and electric rounds and incendiary rounds. I'm like, well, at least.
Does it help?
I only played one game because like the second game I got into, the stupid servers just booted me, and I was like, dude, like that. I was like, I'd already like had it after playing gold, and I was like, you know what? I'm sure to come back when I have like a full day to commit to this and go F yourself, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer servers for doing this to me. So, but the warp rounds did not seem like they had. I don't know. I thought I guess I was just confused on like how it works. I thought when I used warp rounds with my biotic character, I was using a Vanguard. If I shot them with the warp rounds and I charged into them, it would cause a biotic explosion, but it didn't work like that. So whatever. So yeah, slowly but surely. And then I just decided to like throw everything out the window and be like, you know what? I have like a ton of stuff to do on PS3, so I'm just like setting the 360 version to the side because there's like I'm almost done with that one. But it's like after my experience that I will gain here on PS3 with gold, I will just be able to come back and be like, "Pfft, gold ain't nothing," and just like breeze through it. So, and it's funny because I was looking through my like YouTube thing and like I played on platinum when I was doing that platinum challenge earlier. That was before when I played gold like the last time. So I was like, dude, I've done platinum and like not gone back to gold. That's how much I hated it. So, just trudging through the Mass Effect 3 goldness. Whatever. But yeah, and then let's see. Besides that, I think the last thing I've been playing Resident Evil 6. Okay, so what happens in Resident Evil 6 is that their website ResidentEvil.net, they have this thing you can get where it's like the polygonal character models from like the Resident Evil 2 and the Resident Evil 3 era for the character models, and so I had all of them unlocked except for Pierce's, and I needed to play in like one more online event, and so I finally did, and I finally unlocked it. But then there's a one character, I'm not gonna say who it is, like super secret character that you get when you get A rank with everybody on the mercenary maps. So it's like that's my new goal now because it was so annoying because like I was like, okay, I unlocked all the costumes, so does that mean I'm gonna get all the final character, even though I totally like did the cheesy way and like got it through the internet thing, whatever. And so that didn't happen, and then I went through the annoying task of, oh wait, no. Okay, so what happened was I had Leon, Chris, Ada, and Jake, but I didn't have Sherry, Pierce, or Helena unlocked. And to unlock them, you have to get, I think, B rank on on all the mercenary maps. And then I did that, and I unlocked the default character models for everybody in the game. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna unlock it now, and I didn't get it. And I was like, So I looked it up online, and apparently I need to get like A rank with every character in like, but not in like every map. I just need to get like one A rank with every character. So I've already got Jake. He's got like, I'd say, well, for me, my playstyle anyway, he has like the best loadout because he has like a semi-auto sniper rifle, so he can like get people from distance and up close. And he has like a grenade launcher, so it's like if anything gets crazy, just pull that out. And so I was like using him to get the B ranks to unlock the default people. So now it's all, and like I got an A rank on him on the second map, which is weird because like I also felt after playing it, I felt that they skimped out on the mercenary modes in this game because there's only 4 maps you get. Well, I'm not sure about 4, but you get 3 for sure, and then like the 4th one I got for pre-internet game stuff. I'm not sure if that's like something you would have gotten in the default version of the game. So I thought that's kind of lame because Resident Evil 4 has like 4 maps I think, and then 5 has a ton of maps, but 6 just like not so much. So I was like, what? That's weird. But yeah, so just gotta go through and get A rank with everybody. But then I think the other thing was I was playing solo because stranger danger. But I'm gonna put my bears down here and actually try to have some team up with some randoms and see how it goes. And then usually people that play Resident Evil 6 are crazy anyway, and they're like super awesome. So it's like I should have no issues getting the other characters I need to unlock. Just like on Resident Evil 5, that one day I was playing with like a 10-year-old or whatever. I was like, do your parents know you're playing this? I was like, yeah, you have to get the timer before it runs out, but not too soon. I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like that's like, yeah, the era we live in on like the online gaming and just like the people you run into, and just that was just weird to have some kid talking tactics to me like, oh, this is how you do this tag, and I was like, man, I feel so embarrassed right now, but whatever.
Well, the bigger question is, was he any good?
I actually had that video. I just haven't uploaded it yet, gamer. So yeah, he wasn't that bad. I don't remember, but I'm guessing he probably wasn't terrible. But yeah, but then I guess I'll go back and unlock any characters I'm missing from Resident Evil 5 because I'm in Resident Evil playing mood because I've been hanging out in someone's stream watching them play. What? I think, oh yeah, that's all I've been playing. So I guess we will stop the first segment here of what we've been playing until RPG comes back, unless he hasn't been playing anything, because it's RPG. And we'll come back after this with Xbox One. Yeah. Well, should I say it chapter or just like, or we'll be back with the middle segment? I kind of already said it.
The Xbox 180 part 2.
Xbox disconnected. All right, after this.